And we are live, and no one's here. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Silverhairstacker Show, where nothing goes on. We just sit here all zen-like and contemplate the mysteries of the universe. Or reselling, or coins, or gold and silver, or whatever anybody wants to talk about. The weather. Let's see, what's the weather doing today in Central Texas, USA? 70 degrees. That's crazy, isn't it? It's December 28th. How can it be 70 degrees? I don't know. That's just crazy. I guess nobody is getting the word that a show has started. I'm pretty sure I put it in the chats. Let's see. Yeah, it's in there. And it's in there. It's going to be a very short show if nobody comes in. So 7 are watching and nobody's commenting, so getting some few folks in. Hello. I think Sally's going to be on, but she's going to be a little bit. So, I guess I'm here to talk. Just to talk. Or not talk. Oh, there's Tara. My savior.
All right, I'll talk with you for a while. I'll help you out.
I appreciate it.
What's the subject?
Weird eBay stuff.
Weird eBay stuff. We had anything weird happen on eBay lately, Jim? Like
yesterday.
Oh, Todd's got one.
I got one. Yesterday, I got a call on my cell phone from a customer who bought a CD player in October.
Huh.
They said their CD player isn't working.
They got 30 days.
Well, they bought it in October. They're already past it.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing they can do. Well, they could file a thing on their credit card. They could file a chargeback. It's more.
Isn't our phone numbers though?
I think it's 90 days though, and that could be over 90 days now.
Don't they have access to phone numbers? Isn't there somewhere that you can click where it will show like a seller's like phone number and stuff?
It must, because
the customer called Todd. But I think there is a way you can find out the phone number, but I can't remember how.
Yeah, but eBay won't force you to do it. The only ones who could do it is if they have some kind of agreement with their card, with like they got some kind of purchase protection on their credit card. And not all credit cards have it, but ones that do, they could file a chargeback on based on the thing doesn't work after, I think it's 90 days.
Yeah, I'm like 98% sure that my phone number is not on my shipping labels.
No, but
they called eBay customer service and got it.
There isn't like a thing on there where there's like a contact seller?
No, I think you got a call.
Oh, that's beyond message? Oh.
No.
Oh, well, whatever.
Or they doxed you. They did a Google search on you and got it.
Cell phone number?
If you're trying to sell stuff and you give your phone number, like call me at this number to buy something from
true.
The customer was nice enough.
You've been doxed, Todd.
Huh?
You've been doxed.
You didn't refund them, did you?
No.
Oh, good boy.
They were nice enough and everything, but had they not been, man, I would rather any messaging go through eBay messaging. That way there's, if I need to report something there, instead of just a cold call from a phone in New York.
Oh boy.
Your phone number is on FedEx packages.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I would have sent that thing FedEx.
Oh, that could have been it then.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it was a pretty big 5 CD changer player.
But you don't offer a warrant. I mean, if it worked the day they got it, and they used it for a while, and then it broke. I mean, it's like you sell somebody a house. They own the house for 3 months, and the water heater goes to hell. They don't get a new water heater on the guy who sold them the house.
Right.
You go down to Lowe's and buy yourself a water heater or call a plumber.
Yeah, the guy said that his father purchased it and didn't know how to set it up, so it took until yesterday for them to figure out that for whatever they didn't even try to hook it up until yesterday.
So did you actually talk to him or just let him leave a message?
Yeah, I talked to him.
Oh, well, you're a better person than me, because I'd have been like, I don't know you. You're leaving a message, and then I'll decide how I deal with you.
Right.
That's my greeting on my answering machine. It's like at the sound of your voice, I'm going to have a decision to make.
Yeah. I've had to pick up my phone though lately a lot because it's been kind of Medicare re-up time, so I'm getting like phone calls from strange places, and actually some of them I need to take, so.
Oh boy.
So I've been answering. So that was probably it, Nishana. My number is on FedEx packages. Well, that answers my question. I haven't had a call from a customer in like 3 years. I have had. We had one before.
We had that guy that wrote us a letter. Okay, he buys this vintage erector set. Okay, we call it, maybe there's pictures, maybe missing pieces. It's dusty, it's dirty,
it's rusty.
It's got rust on it. It's a erector set from the 40s. Okay, this guy in California buys it. Right around Christmas time, he writes us this like 2-page letter, how he was disappointed in it. He wants to build it with his kid, and it's dangerous because it's rusty and dirty and stuff. I'm like, dude, I called that. And Jim's like, screw this guy. He could open up a return through eBay, writing a 2-page letter. So we just ignored it. Except he did a chargeback. This is back when PayPal was still our, that's how I received payments.
Right.
He does a chargeback. So PayPal does the first fight for you appeal for free, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we lost it, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then they did a second appeal, but they charge you like $50 or $40 or $50 to do that one. Again, they lost it. Okay, this is a $100 item. I've already pissed away $50 on an appeal. So they're like, well, if you want to continue to keep appealing this, it could go and cost as much as I don't know, was it like $400 or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. And we're like, well, we just gave up. I mean, we're like, fine. I mean, we just ate it. He didn't have to return it, and he got back his purchase price and shipping, which probably was I don't know, back then, probably with shipping, maybe let's say $130 or whatever.
Hi,
Yeah,
Valerie.
'cause of course he's in California.
Yeah, he's like in San Diego or whatever. I just remember he wrote this 2-page letter and he's saying how he knows people in Wisconsin and he's a Green Bay Packer fan. And I'm like, what the hell kind of letter is this? You know, we're busy. It's Christmas time. Just like, screw that guy. You can open a return through eBay. Yeah, he got us on that chargeback.
We learned. We were
We learned that you don't ignore stuff. Anyway.
Fishing and picking. Todd, you're a better man than me. I wouldn't have answered. Well, I don't know. Whatever.
It definitely would have went to message first. I would have screened it.
Curiosity kills the cat.
So what did you tell him you do? Did you tell him you'll take it back?
No, he said we wouldn't.
No, I said, oh. So I looked it up. He didn't say when they got it, so I looked it up, and they had bought it in like October 20th. I said, I only have like a 30-day return policy through eBay, and the guy's like, oh, okay, I see that.
Oh yeah, he probably already knew
He
that.
already tried it.
He already tried it. He probably thought if I put the touch on this guy, maybe he'll just do it.
Yeah, and then no, he seemed nice. He said, well, I'll try to contact the manufacturer and see how much it costs to get repaired.
Mm.
I mean, it was a $200 CD changer.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't work. It was open box, but it was brand new in the package.
Mm-hmm.
All the little things were wrapped up, and the changer was still in its styrofoam slots in the box.
Yeah.
I never did test it because it's new, it was
Mm-hmm.
new. So anyway, if they're not going to test it on time and to get a refund, I'm not going to feel sorry for them. But yeah, that was weird. Just cold call. It's a customer.
I sold a Reebok Patriots jersey. Well, guy gets it, said this is totally fake. Jim's like, well, return it, So we just do the return, give him back his money. We have him send it back. And I will tell you, it was one that fooled me and Jim. It took Jim a long time, but he finally figured out. He goes, yeah, I think the guy's right. It's fake. Anyway, somebody leaves me a nice negative, sells fake jerseys, watch out, whatever. Like, you jerk. I mean, I took it right back.
Jeez.
What are you going to do?
Shauna sends your numbers on FedEx packages. I think it's connected to my PayPal too. Or not my PayPal, but my labels on eBay.
Hmm.
Just
I was gonna say,
every
Sally,
label.
what? You're still using PayPal?
How'd you pull
What, are you
that
taking
off?
call by telephone?
How do
You
you
must still be
get
using-
Well,
your
I know
phone
it
number?
used to be connected to my PayPal.
She dials
How do
0
you-
and goes, connect me.
How do you add or take off your phone number if it's on your labels? Is there
Do
what's the
know?
Well, they need it
procedure?
because they want the
No,
driver.
FedEx needs it. Yeah.
Right, they want to be able to call you. The driver wants, if they can't find you, the driver wants to be able to get you on a telephone.
But like on eBay, how do you get your phone number removed from your labels?
But you can't get it removed from the
I don't
FedEx
think, but
label,
it's
I don't think.
not FedEx, but I mean,
No,
But
I
you
mean
can-
like
post
USPS
office labels, they
labels.
won't be on there.
Yeah, but can you put it on the post office label as an option?
I don't think so.
Jim doesn't think you could get it on your post office labels.
But I did have somebody call. I did have eBay contact. eBay sent me a message, and they said, we gave this person your phone number because they contacted us and they want to contact you. So just to give you a heads up, they may be calling you. We gave you their phone. We gave them your phone number. I was like,
So
all right.
eBay will alert you if it comes from them giving the customer.
Yeah,
Well, they did with this case, yeah.
yeah. This was years ago. But yeah, they sent me a message saying we've given this customer, user, whatever, your phone number, and they may be contacting you. And they never did. The person, whoever they gave the phone number to, never actually called me. But I was like, wow, I didn't know you did that. But thanks for warning me.
What? Jonah,
No,
you're fingering the salad.
Jonah.
Beth asked me if
Finger meat
did
salad.
the buyer for the necklace or the bracelet pay. No, they have not yet.
What's their hang up?
I messaged them this morning and I said, I need to know what's going on with this. Like, if you're gonna pay or if you have decided to cancel or what's going on. I need to know either way. So
When's
I'm down with my last day's
eBay
week.
gonna start the automatic payout on auctions? I thought they were going to.
I don't know, but they haven't started yet.
See, my mom has
They
a
should.
like
Obviously.
this, but it has to do with
They should, because I think
Like
that
when an
if
auction
you,
ends, it would be like a buy it now without a best offer.
Yeah,
They
it just
pay
goes
for
on
it
your
right
credit
away.
card immediately.
but I think their reasoning for it was because some auctions end at 2:00 in the morning, and so they
Some
don't
auctions
get
go for more money than what you have available on your credit card, and then you got to do the scramble to figure out how to pay for it.
Yeah, but what if I don't have
Yeah.
the money to pay for the thing, but I
Yeah.
still want it, and I know I can take
Yeah.
3 or 4 days to pay for it?
Yeah, come on, Todd.
Wow, fishing, are you serious? They're gonna put our phone number on our eBay store? Oh my God.
I don't answer when eBay calls. So I ain't gonna answer when the customers call either.
Get one of those Skype numbers
Yeah.
and just have it go to that, and
Yeah, every time eBay calls, it's about something they want to tell me something I don't want.
or they want to, or try something or whatever.
Yeah, try our beta program with no, I don't want it. I just quit answering their calls. I don't do their surveys either. They
You
ask me
quit
for a
doing their
survey.
surveys.
Yeah, because I say, well, you should change it to this, and they never do anything anyway. So I'm like, what? Why am I
If
wasting?
you
my
don't
time?
take my advice, I won't even talk
Yeah,
to
exactly.
you. Multi-million-dollar company. If you don't take my advice, fine. Screw your survey.
You can kiss my rebel tuchus.
Oh.
Bless your heart.
Oh man. Yeah, weird things. What else did it? Something else went weird. I can't remember right now. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that guy's gonna do. Well,
What's his?
actually,
But he did contact you. Did he want like a measurement for the bracelet or something?
yeah, he wanted a width measurement of it, and so I gave that to him, and then haven't heard from him since.
Yeah, which is just.
So it's just shady.
Well, whatever. Worst
We
thing,
had a
you
guy-
relist it, or you do a second chance, and somebody else is going to pop on it, and it is what it is.
We had a guy in Chicago buy this fireplace we had for sale for like $500, or $600.
It was like 6 almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a guy buys the fireplace. I see he's in Chicago, but we're not that far. I mean, we're a long ways.
And
from
this is when
Chicago.
Jim's driving to Wisconsin. It's like summertime or something.
Yeah, and so I contact him. I'm like, "Do you want me to drop this off in Chicago, or are you going to come pick it up?" I get this message back. Whoa, pump the brakes. I'm not going to pay that price for it. We're going to have to negotiate on what I'm going to pay.
You've already paid
Goes
for
to
it.
buy it now, and he paid. I don't think he didn't realize he had paid for it already. I'm like, no, dude, you already paid for it.
Okay, this gets better though.
So then he wants, and then he wants a refund, which is fine. I have to cancel the order. When you cancel an order with eBay, of course, they don't take it out of what your money that's going to come in. They take it out of your money. Your money's slow to come in, but it's instantly comes out. So now they put it on it's a bank charge.
They charge
I
the
had to pay
$600
it
in
on
my
my bank account because they demand that eBay wants their money back right away on this return, even though
Or cancellation. It's not even a return.
yeah, cancellation. Even though I'm never actually, they instantly refund, but I don't have.
We never received the money because he canceled it about an hour after he purchased it.
Yeah, so I'm refunding money I never got out of my bank account, which eventually within 3 days you get the money back. That's 3 days. I'm out $600. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's good. On little returns, you don't feel it, but on a big return, yeah, that's kind of. And when they do it, when they cancel the deal within an hour or two, it's like, yeah, thanks, no thanks. Please don't buy my stuff unless you know what it is. Jackalope.
Silverstacker. Hi.
He is so confused. What the hell?
Silverstacker.
Oh, there's another stacker in
At
here.
first, I thought it was you that was typing.
Yeah, I thought you were saying hello to yourself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's an old buddy from back in the day. How you doing? So, Silverstacker, this is mostly talk about reselling on eBay. So that's what we're doing right now. We can talk about silver too. I don't care.
Yeah, we like to hear about silver too. It's fun sometimes.
I was at the auction last night. They had circulated Morgans and peace dollars with wear. I think they're selling between $40 to $42 a coin.
Yeah, they always
Go high there.
Valerie
sister.
the Chick Picker.
How you doing, sister?
Her new warehouse she got in North Carolina is
Mhm.
amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wow.
lots of stuff too.
I'm jealous, man. She's got more, what'd she say? 2,400 square feet. And
Wow.
then on top of that, it's got like 20-foot, 30-foot roof on its ceiling. It's
Mhm.
way up there. She could get a forklift in there and stack stuff to heaven almost, you know?
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
she really could. She can get one of those really tall library ladders.
Yeah.
just swing back and forth.
Yeah.
Pick orders from the sky.
That'd be cool to have one of those rolling library ladders.
You can do like musicals when they're singing and they're rolling the ladder
Yeah,
down
yeah.
the library.
That would be kind of cool to have something like that.
What are you sick with, sister? So she's a little sick today. That's not
All
good.
that I'm assuming go to school or whatever.
Oh, she's
Uh-oh.
still at work.
Where at?
Doing what I do, right?
Mm.
Sometimes we gotta be sick at work.
Mm-hmm. How much?
6.
Are they junky?
Not bad.
Mm.
No
Not
trade.
bad your standard or my standard?
Not bad by standard.
Ugh.
I was trying to look up that guy's address just to see if it was a.
Well, if you go on your eBay and put send invoice, you don't have to send it, but it will show you his address.
Yeah, I seen it.
Dox him and start phone calling him.
Dox him.
Yeah. Start blowing up his phone.
Yeah, some people they just try to avoid you so much, but if you start like really hustling,
We had that with we sold this relic gun. It was a Doug gun that supposedly came from Spotsylvania. It was a Civil War era gun. Guy from Alabama's top bid. Not paying.
Oh, my
We
daddy
send
had a
him.
heart attack.
We sent him an invoice. Jim's like, screw this guy. It's like 4 or 5 days. He gives a second chance offer. It sells to the next bidder. Then he's all messaging us. My daddy had a heart attack and I couldn't get a hold of you, but I still want to buy it. And it's like, too late, sucker. I mean, we, gave him enough time to answer us.
Yeah, and
which-
he could have got me on. I wouldn't have been able to perform on the deal, but he still never paid me with all these messages. Oh, I got the money now, but
he was sending us messages before you did the
my
second
daddy's
chance.
recovering.
Yeah.
He's all about his daddy and his daddy's epic heart attack, which I don't want to be. I feel bad for anybody whose parent is sick or whatever. Obviously, that's very sad. But when you start going on and on about it, and you're dodging paying
Sounds
a
like
bill,
you're using
I
an
start getting a
excuse.
little suspicious.
Yeah,
I got suspicious. I don't even know if his daddy was alive or if his daddy was
Even
watching
had a
TV
heart
next to him
attack,
while
yeah.
he's typing these messages. But anyway, he never did pay a nickel, so I was glad I sold to the other guy.
I don't know. I don't know how many. I think there was 8 bidders on the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I might have to go to that. You know,
What did it sell for? Like $970 or?
$922.
Well, you guys just put it up for buy it now too if you want to.
Yeah.
You know.
So what'd you say about Morgan's going at a local
Oh,
auction?
yeah, last night. I mean, they're selling between 40 to 42 bucks a piece, and I don't
Oh
mean like
God.
anything like special for dates or mint marks or anything.
Yeah.
Just well circulated silver dollars. They always go real high here.
That's
That's
nice.
same here, and that's just nuts because you can go to any of the big online bullion dealers and
And they're always like old people, so I always wonder like maybe they just don't go online to buy them. Maybe they're just like I'm gonna buy it this way and that's that, so I'll pay
Oh,
more.
maybe.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
mean
it's
you
like
can buy them all day long on the big bullion dealers.
It amazes me because like a couple weeks ago I'm at that auction. This old guy comes up to me. I mean, older than me, maybe like Todd's age. How do you sell your stuff? Because I see you buy a lot of stuff. I go, I'm just online, just eBay, whatever. If you ask me direct, I'll tell you. I don't care. So he's like, yeah, I just don't know how to figure that eBay out. I use the local peddlers mall, but it doesn't do real good, And I'm like, and he's got like one of these cases where he sells like 99% small items that you could ship. I'm thinking, why don't you just do eBay? But he tells me he buys on eBay. I'm like thinking, why don't you just list on eBay then? It's smalls that you can easily ship. So why are you freaking around with this peddlers mall? But anyway. It
Yeah.
amazes me yet people just don't do it. I don't know. There's still like people that dabble in dealing antiques or they like are professional garage sales, where they perpetually have like these antique garage sales or they use Facebook Marketplace. They will use Facebook Marketplace. Or we have these things here, these peddlers malls, these antique malls, they use those. But I'm like, why wouldn't you just sell it on eBay? I don't know.
Yeah.
Fishing and Pickin says, Sally, did you notice most of your bids came in with the last minute of your auction? Not most. I mean, I had a lot of bids before that though. Like 30. Let's see, what was it? Probably 30 minutes before it ended. I had a bid, and then it was like at the very end, like within the last 15 seconds, I would say.
Yeah.
It
On a
was
hot item, you will have like that
it was
last
like
30 seconds, you'll have a barrage of bids on it.
Shh, shh. We had the Reverend Tom, the Queen
Oh
City
boy.
picker, in the chat.
Reverend Tom
It
just
happens
fell
that
out of
way on
bed.
high bid too.
I
Like
know.
that last minute, that's when it really goes up because you'll be dreaming thinking you might get it, and then that last minute it just of course it extends the time of bidding, but yeah, it usually goes way up.
What you talking about?
Even on high bid, like when the auction's winding down to the end, that's when it starts really getting hit.
That's when
Yeah.
they crush your dreams.
That's when they crush our dreams.
Yeah, but see, look at these. AppMax is one of the largest online bullion dealers. And they got the really worn out ones for 35, and they got the
Oh well, those are doing. Then silver must be up because weren't the real worn ones only like doing like 20 or 24 like 6 or 8 months ago?
little longer than that.
Oh, I don't watch it very close.
Yeah, these are in very good to very fine condition for 38 bucks,
Wow.
Yeah.
which are, and you can buy as many as you want, any quantity.
Yeah. I got a whole bunch of those I inherited.
How much are they?
He says for real worn ones, 35 a piece
No.
on the silver buying, coin dealer site.
This is a very good condition. random year.
Oh, so $37.99. Yeah, it's getting closer to $40. So I guess they're
Yeah.
not that far off.
Well, the dollar's worth less, so they got to go up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Any commodity, even if it's not more scarce, it's still going to go up as the value of the dollar shrinks.
Yeah.
But that's still $2 cheaper or more than you can get them at the auction. And I'm like,
True.
what?
Is it free
And
shipping on them?
free shipping.
Yeah.
Well, not
And if
everybody
you-
knows about those websites.
They're
though.
kind of slow on their shipping, though.
If you pay by check, the price doesn't go up. If you pay on credit card, it goes up like $1 each.
Oh, but they charge you that 3% or whatever.
Yeah. If I buy from AppMax, I just write them a check and wait the extra day or two to get it.
Mm.
Good
I
morning,
know they're
Tom.
good for it.
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Bridget. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Sean.
How you doing today, Tom?
I'm doing
Yeah.
good. Just trying to get woke up. I don't sleep good at night anymore.
People do get stupid at auctions. I've bought silver at auctions before, but it wasn't coins. People go nuts over silver dollars, but if it's like a silver bars, a lot of times you can snag those pretty cheap because people don't know what they are, I guess. The other
Yeah.
bidders.
People go crazy
Anyway.
over at any auctions, live auctions. People just go
Depends, yeah.
crazy. Have you ever watched any of Bridget's auction videos? She just goes nuts at those things. But
Yeah.
you know, people will bid on stuff, especially when it's just like stuff.
Yeah.
People will bid higher on a TV, or they'll bid $100 on a TV, and you can go buy a nicer one for a brand new one in a box with a warranty and a remote for like $150. You know?
Yeah. I've seen bidders like at our local auctions buy Barbie dolls for like $25 a piece. And I'll be sitting there looking them up on my phone on eBay, and they're going for like $10.
But that's why you guys stay from the beginning to the end. Because I will tell you, the first hour of an auction, I hardly buy anything because that's when everybody's all hotsy totsy. Then they start spending all their money, and that's when you start getting the better deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't leave an
Yeah.
auction until the very last dog is hung, till the last absolute item's done.
Yeah.
I in a tornado, and I wouldn't leave an auction.
YouTube auctions are nuts too.
Yeah, they bid those up too, it seems like.
Yeah. I
Bridget says
visit the
she doesn't
Mr.
buy
Bu-
anything.
I visit the Mr. Buys a Lot auctions sometimes, and every once in a while I'll put in a bid, but then people just go nuts for his stuff. And I'm
I
like,
think sometimes if it's a bigger YouTube channel too, you also have like the popularity of the channel where you have like
Yeah.
people because they're fans, they bid it up some too. It's like, oh wow, I got something from so and so because they're a really cool YouTube channel.
Right.
you know, Scott's been doing a Tuesday evening auction. Some of their stuff goes pretty high. Some of it doesn't. Sometimes they go,
Yeah.
I sold this too cheap. Especially Eric, when Eric's on there.
I've
He
got a couple.
fusses about the price he's getting sometimes.
Bridget says the first 90 minutes that she doesn't buy anything, and then the
Yeah.
last 90 minutes she fills the van.
Oh yeah, but now I got my kid. Okay, so did I tell you this? Last week I set my son up with his own checking account. I was letting him use my small eBay store. He wanted his own eBay store, so now he's getting his deposits in his own checking account. Fine, whatever. So I'm at auction. I'll bid on something. He hits my leg. It's like dibs. Oh, okay, I bought that. What? I'm the one who put a bid on it. But he thinks because like he hit my leg that gives him like dibs on it or something. Yeah. I'm creating my own competition, except it's kind of a pain in the ass. Last day he's like, "Can I get my own number at the auction?" I'm like, "No, I don't think. No, not yet." I'm like, yeah, I should probably give him my own number because I also pay for his inventory and I never charge him for it. So he's like in pure profit region.
Dang, Tori, you might could retire if you could get him motivated to buying and selling, and you could take your percentage off of it.
I don't get shit off of it, and I buy his inventory and don't charge him for it.
Well,
So
you need to start.
I'm getting the short end of the stick.
You need to start teaching him the facts of life about everything costs. You need to start
Well,
taking a
he's
little
just getting
percentage
it.
out there.
I'll let him see. I'll see how he does, and if he gets his own thing started, he can use his debit card or write a check to the auction for his stuff.
Well, as long as you're not handing him gold bars and Rolex watches to sell, I guess that's okay. If you're
That'd be
just
like
handing
I was
him
bidding on these
stuff out of your
these
death
statue
pile, yeah.
things that actually do. They seem like they do okay. He's like, oh yeah, mom, can I get one of those statues? I'm like, no, I'm buying those statues. You can't let me buy one of them. I'm like, no, I'm not giving you one of them or selling you one of them. So go piss off, shit.
He can,
Since I have to
he
pay
can
the electric bill, I'm gonna buy these myself.
give him all your Beanie Babies to sell.
I
That
don't have
works.
any Beanie Babies.
You know,
I
just
gave. Oh, I did tell him he could have. I had a bunch of like they're vintage soda bottles and stuff, and for whatever reason they sit around, and I just don't get around to listing them. I'm like, I'll tell you what, you can just have them, or I have this pile of old antique books. I'm like, why don't you go through those books? I said you can just have them if there's any worth listing. You can just have them and sell them. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
oh, another story I got. I had a buyer just beat me to death with questions about a watch. It's a $60 Bulova automatic watch, and after he beat me up with like 6 messages on what are these little scratches here and what are these here, and then he wants a picture of it on the wrist. So I'm like, oh my god! So I did that, sent it to him,
probably has some kind of weird wrist fetish.
and then he sent me. He said, "Oh,
Did you shut up
okay,
though?
he's thanked me and everything,
Or
but then he
ether.
came back and said, I'll offer you $45 for it." I'm like, you bastard, you know? It's on there for $69. Why are you offering me 45?
I had a guy
I
who
sent
said,
him a message.
Go
I
ahead.
sent him a message back that I said, no, I kind of like the price it's at.
I
And he
had a
hasn't
guy who
bought
messaged
it.
me, and he's like, it's like, let's say it's a $20 item. It's not something very expensive. I'll give you $10 plus free shipping. I'm a Vietnam veteran. Okay, thank you, but no thank you.
Thank you for your service, but you got to pay.
Yeah, thank you for your service, but no.
The other thing, though, what they're doing with you is it's a tactic. They're starting a conversation with you. They want to open up a dialogue to get you like working with them back and forth, like answering it. Because a lot of times the questions they're asking are already you see them in the description. So they're just they're asking questions for the sake of starting a dialogue with you, and then they're gonna, after like the third or fourth message back and forth, then they hit you with the low ball.
Yeah, they're kind of a little bit like, you ever go to garage sales, and I call them the schmoozer, where they try to be real friendly with the garage sale and engage them in dialogue and stuff.
Don't fall
Because in
for
the
it.
end, they're just gonna beat you down on the price anyway.
It's like, do you ever notice when they interview people about the serial killer who lived in his neighborhood, they always say, "Oh yeah, he was such a nice guy." Well, serial killers have to be nice. That's how they get you into their panel van. They're not going to say, "Hey, pimply-faced girl over there, come to my panel van." That don't work. He's got to be a schmoozer. That's the same thing with these people who go to garage sales and try to get in your house and stuff and look at your stuff.
It's true. It's not the person dressed like Marilyn Manson or like a Satan worshiper.
Right.
Acts all scary.
Yeah, he just went to Cost Cutters, got himself a nice hair, Tom Cruise style haircut, and you're gonna be in a shallow grave.
Oh,
Don't fall for it.
Jim knows entirely too much about that whole situation.
Hey, I like to think things out. I was always curious, why are these serial killers so nice? And I thought about it. It's like, well, they have to be. They're salesmen. They have to sell you on going to a remote location where they can kill you.
It's sometimes a little bit like when you move in a neighborhood, and not that I'm always friendly, nice, but like cool. Okay, because you ever have the over-friendly neighbor that comes by and then tells you everything wrong with all the other neighbors, and the next thing
Yeah.
is, if you talk with them too much or too friendly, then they're like borrowing your
Yeah,
stuff
and they
or
don't
want
bring
you
it
to help
back.
you with stuff or yeah.
They're such good friends with you that they borrow your stuff and never return it. And if they do,
Yeah.
if you go over to pick it up, it's broken.
Yeah.
You can tell Tara hasn't lived in a neighborhood in a long, long time.
Why would I ever want to
I
live in a
never,
neighborhood?
I never see my neighbors.
Oh.
Really?
I never see my neighbors.
Wow.
One guy, one person on one side, he works at a body shop. So depending on what he's working on, he might go in at 4:00 in the morning so he can be done with something by that evening, or he might work till 1:00 in the morning just to try to finish something up. And the people on the other side are a young couple with a little girl, and they're gone all the time too. So we just never see our neighbors,
Huh.
which is good because I'm thinking about tearing this house down and putting a duplex here because they've changed the zoning in Mecklenburg County. So
Oh, nice.
Go to fourplex then.
It would be real tight to get the required parking in here.
Oh.
And I don't want to piss the neighbors off too bad.
You should always at least have a duplex because then one side pays for the mortgage, but a fourplex is where you really start making more money then.
Oh hell no! I'm I'm going to start being a snowbird. I'm gonna find me a little house up here and a little house in Florida.
Snowbird? You don't even have snow, Tom.
Tom, you wouldn't know snow that got in the shower with you.
But this cold weather we having is killing my arthritis. So I got to
I'm
start
like,
doing
what the
that.
hell are you
What
talking
the hell's
about?
cold weather to you? Oh, it's 65 today. I feel the chill coming in.
Jam. There's a seat at the right hand of the Lord when it's your time for putting up with that woman all these years.
He's only had me 14 years. Well, if you don't count the years we
Oh my
dated.
gosh, no. We got married in what?
Well, he's 14, so that's how long we've been married.
07.
Yeah, Brandon's turned 14, so we were married 14
It's only
years in
14
May.
years?
Yeah, well, we dated for like 3, I think. How long were you married to your first wife? 21?
That boy is 14.
Yeah.
God, I've known you that many years.
Well, we're getting close, see? Well, it looks like we'll have to get divorced so you can be on the same amount of years.
No, you're right. It was 14 years. I knew her 6. I married her 2 years after I met her, so I knew her 16. I was married to her for 14.
Oh, so we're the same amount of years?
I've been married for 28 years, but not to the same woman.
It's time to trade up.
He couldn't find one better than me.
Oh. Hey, let me tell you, you can only split your stuff in half, so we end up with nothing.
That's right. Well, see, it's like this. People will, we're watching a movie or somebody's talking about a movie about a guy cheating on his wife and all that kind of stuff. I said, that woman that's back at the back end of the house, if I was to cheat on her, she would take all my shit. And if I have any dreams, she'll take them too. Yes, Sally.
There ain't nothing there ain't nothing that girl's gonna do that's gonna be worth it. So just walk on by.
Yeah, see, that's just
Ooh,
it.
23,
I don't understand. I don't understand these rock and rollers and actors and actresses. They cheat on people. They cheat on their spouse, and then they lose a good portion of their stuff. And if they've got small children, they're paying big alimony payments or child support payments. I'm gonna tell you what. There ain't a woman on the face of the earth that's worth $1 million a month.
No, Paul McCartney.
Huh?
Paul McCartney, when he got remarried, or did he get? I'm not sure he didn't get remarried twice.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting cleaned out.
Oh, he can afford it. Good God,
well,
that man.
You know,
Michael Jackson did him pretty good too.
Yeah, he signed over the rights to Michael Jackson. Then he thought he was just gonna get him back, and I guess Michael Jackson's like, now.
He thought still I'm using music after he sold it to him. He's like, that's not how it works.
Jim, you can only sell so many records, can't you?
I guess.
23 degrees, Sally. Why the hell are you still up there?
Mm.
I don't even know.
You need to kiss your boys on the cheek and say, "Mama's moving south. Where 23 weather. If it's 23 degrees, there's not a soul out, and that's just cold. There's
You would
not.
think that, right? You would
Yeah,
think that.
I'm serious.
But I
All
work
these fools are out down here when there's snow on the ground.
I work at the store and people in there all night long. And they're coming out in 0-degree weather
No, they're used to it up
to
there.
get a bag of chips and a pop, you know, and it's
Yeah.
like, go home and go to bed. It's too cold.
I follow this guy from he's a gamer. His name is Marky Dragon, and he lives in Florida or in the Orlando area now, and he is up in Washington State visiting family, and there's been an epidemic of COVID in his family, so he's stuck in Washington State with his mother. Anyway,
Oh, you shut the water off?
he's
Thank
about to
you.
freeze to death up there with the snow and the temperatures because he's gotten so climatized to Florida, which is like Jim. You know, Jim would be out in that damn snow doing stuff, and now Tara says he's got on 3 jackets and his boots and his gloves
Yeah,
and his hats.
He I will say, because his family moved here from Florida, to them
Uh-huh.
like, oh yeah, it's a little chilly today. I'm like, what? You know, they wear sweatshirts when it's like 72. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
72 out.
Did y'all see Todd Rendon's live show yesterday?
I don't even
He
know who
put
that
it,
is.
you know, Hustling
Oh, that guy.
Todd.
Yes. What's his channel name? It's like Flipping Hustler.
Yeah.
Flipping Hustler, yeah.
You gotta say it by the channel name. I don't ever know
So
anybody by their real
yeah,
name.
he put his camera up in his garage and aimed out toward the street, and he was snow blowing 13 inches of snow yesterday in
Yeah.
Minnesota.
He's North
Nishana,
Dakota, but close to Minnesota, I think.
Nishana, where do you live at that it is 13 degrees?
She lives in
Alaska?
Minnesota, I think. I think she's in Minnesota too.
13
Okay.
degrees ain't even really cold, Tom.
Do
Oh
what?
my God.
13 degrees is not even really cold anymore.
Oh, shut up, Tara.
Shut up.
That is
In
cold.
January, in Eagle River, Wisconsin, that's when you start getting that 20 below, 30 below wind chill, 40 below wind
Yeah,
chill.
that's cold.
That's freaking cold. Like, you start feeling your eyeballs freeze, or Sally will know, like, you go outside and your hair will be all covered in like gray frost from you breathing and stuff. That's
Yeah.
when it's getting cold.
Or the snot in your nose freezes.
Oh.
Yeah, or your eyeball.
Like
The
you
wetness
go
on your
outside and take a
eyeball,
breath,
you can
and all of a
feel
sudden
start getting stiff.
everything that was moist up here is now frozen.
Your eyelashes.
Mhm.
Well, that's like I've said before. A friend of mine lived in Alaska for years and years and years, and then they moved back home to Rock Hill and South Carolina. And his kids were still in school. They were still going to middle school and high school, and they would just laugh and laugh and laugh because we'd get a flurry of snow, or it would get down to like 18 degrees, and everything shuts down. And my
Mhm.
friend says, man, they don't even close schools until it gets 30 below zero. And that's because of the oil, and the buses start freezing up.
Yeah. Or they can't start.
Yeah.
They worry about the kids like standing at bus stops too, like in Eagle River. But I will say, like,
No, when I was a kid, that's
Yeah.
new.
but what if you live in like southern Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska, that's warmer than where I used to live in northern Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not
Be-
being facetious here. That's the
Not
truth.
hyperbole.
Not a hyperbole. It is the truth.
What's weird is that like here in Charlotte, it'll be beautiful, sunny. I mean, it'll be cold. It's wintertime. It's cold and the sky's blue. And
Now
up on
what's
the north
cold?
side,
What's cold? I want to know what cold is. 69.
50s. But I'm talking about snowing cold. And on the
It
north side,
doesn't snow when it's 50, Tom.
no, she said what's cold, and I said 50. But
Oh.
but I'm talking about a specific case where it was like 30. It's clear and beautiful down here, and on the north side of town where Valerie lives at now, they'll get an inch of snow.
Do you know what they
Hmm.
call 50 here? Indian summer.
Oh.
Oh well, I mean, honestly, in July in northern Michigan or northern Wisconsin, you'll have it's 50 degrees almost every night.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in July. I mean, when you go watch the fireworks, you got to put on a sweatshirt
Yeah.
or something at night because it gets cold.
Yeah.
That's I mean,
that's
yeah,
fall
50 is not cold.
Well,
I
you
even
know,
Tom is one of
think-
those people that I wish I had a teleporter where I could say, okay, January 21st, I'm going to take Tom. I'm going to put him
Oh my
in
God.
northern Wisconsin and make him stand there for like 10 minutes and then bring him
It'd be
back.
like putting them on the bottom of the ocean.
listen. I would love to go up north when there's.
He said, he says, I
What?
can't afford any shrinkage, so I like it warm.
Not to get off topic, Mr. Sadie, but I had a guy when I was in the Mason Lodge. He told me, he said he got his prostate surgery. He said, but you know, it gets an inch shorter when they do the prostate surgery. I go, what? He's like, yeah, it was. He goes, well, there's not much going on in that department anyway. I'm like, yeah, but I ain't got an inch to spare.
I got no inches to spare.
There's stuff they don't tell you when you're in school. You're going to have bone loss and you're going to lose an inch off your pee-pee.
I
Oh
just,
my God.
you know, I'd like to go up north for a weekend when it's snowing and there's lots of snow on the ground and it's cold and all that kind of stuff. And then I want to get back on the plane and come home. You know?
Oh, boy.
I just,
Here comes Lord Fauntleroy to town. He wants to experience winter. It's too cold. Get me back home.
Oh, my God.
well, actually, I'd like to have a holodeck. I'd like to have a holodeck so I can tell it I want it to snow like it snows in upstate New York and Michigan, but I want the temperature to be.
I could just picture
think
you all
nice
dressed in like these really cute Eskimo clothes complaining how cold it is.
I think you should come up here just to see how cold it is and then how good you have it and then go back home.
It's what, Sally, if I was to come up there right now and it's really cold like it is, I would grab you by your shirt collars and say, girl, wake up. Go south.
I know.
I know there's a lot of people that have lived up there all their life.
Yeah.
And they don't want to live anywhere. I mean, a buddy of mine, his wife's family is from North Dakota. And they came down here in February a couple of years ago, and they were talking about how warm it was. And we were having a cold spell. You know, it was busting 28 degrees. And they were talking about, oh, it's so warm. And they were walking around outside barefooted and in shorts. And I said, well, come back in about August and go down to Charleston. Then you'll have a good time. And damn if they didn't. And the humidity just about killed them. But I know you get climatized. I mean, I'm not making fun of Jim, but I'm making fun of Jim. He's lived up north all his life, and then he moved to Kentucky, and now he gets. Well, it could be
Jim
because
was
he's
always a wimp. He's not as tough as me.
it could be
But I
because he's
will-
getting old too. But you know, he's freezing.
I'll say, like, now, since living down here, like, in Eagle River in Wisconsin, if it got to be like 80, 82, we'd be like, oh my God, it's so hot out. But now, since we lived here, 80 is like the new 70. It's like, oh yeah, no big deal.
Oh, we'd be laying on the ground. I mean, you'd be like,
You'd be like, oh my God, it's 82.
I don't want to
We
hear what you
need
and Tara laying on the
yeah.
ground.
No, I mean, you'd really be fit to collapse. I mean, it would be like heat exhaustion. It'd knock you over like in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
Just because you're not used to it. Now it's like if it's 98, it's like, oh yeah, it's warm out.
Yeah.
We should go back in the air conditioning.
Hi, Scott. Fish and Pickens says they have Canadians on their beach right now. Enjoying themselves in the water, I guess. It's 60
Then we come
degrees.
down here like at Thanksgiving. We had those loggers still working here, and Brandon go put his shorts on, he no shirt on, he'd go jump in that creek in front of the house,
Yeah, it's like
which
50
it's cold,
Yeah,
you know.
it's like 50 degrees air temperature.
You know, and they're like, "Oh my God, we can't believe that boy can do that. It's so cold out." They're like in Carhartt jackets and snow pants and stuff. I'm like, this ain't even cold out. This is like hoodie sweatshirt weather.
I wouldn't do it today if you put a gun to my head.
Yeah.
You know, it was so stupid, but if we were kids and for Christmas, we would get, for some reason, we would get hats and gloves and scarves.
In California,
California.
it doesn't get that cold.
And we didn't even really use them, you know what I mean? Like the coldest it was getting is like 45, you know, really. And we thought we were so freaking cold because there was a frost. But
The only time I can remember it snowing when I was a small child, it was in Charleston. And
yeah.
I remember this because we got like a half an inch of snow for some freaky reason. And everything shut up. Because you can't go any place without crossing over bridges. So everything shut down.
We cross over bridges here all the time.
Yeah, I will say
Yeah, but
here it's different.
You
Those
have
valleys.
snow. Y'all have equipment up there to push snow and put down stuff on the slag.
It's only a half
snow
inch.
is-
It's not gonna break the bridge down.
It's too wet here. The snow's wetter here because
you
it's
can't
not
hardly
really
move it.
cold. Like up north by us, you know, like or by where we used to be, because it's colder. The snow's like drier. It's wetter here, and it gets real icy slick fast. I mean, and we were in Wisconsin. We had that snow last year about this time. We didn't leave the house for like 5 days because the roads are just so bad.
Yeah, the snow here is like stupid. It just doesn't know how to behave. It's all messed up. The
Yeah.
snow is very.
And then you got these like hills going
Ignorant.
out of our house where I'm like, oh God, it's like I don't know, like going down the luge or something. I'd be scared.
Yeah,
when we
they
end
try to
up.
plow it. The plow truck winds up in the ditch because they don't know how to drive on the snow.
No kidding. I'm coming home from an auction. I'm like, oh my God, Jim, look at the plow trucks in the ditch. Ah, how
Yeah.
bad does it have
They
to
got
be for
one.
the plow
Our
truck?
county's got one snow plow, and that one went in the ditch because the guy didn't know how to drive it on the snow. So I mean, and the snow is real unmovable, stupid. It's like the ground never freezes, and you know how it is when you try to plow and there's no frost in the ground, so you're scraping up asphalt, dirt, rocks. I mean, it's like
Mud,
it just don't work. You know, it's supposed to be cold when you plow, not 35 degrees, and the snow is like I don't know, like wet, like
It's very wet.
like warm ice cream. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just.
But
Very
then it gets like under the snow, like on the asphalt, it makes ice under the snow. So it's like this skating rink with this bit of wet snow on top of it.
Yeah, when you hear the snowstorms coming, go to Walmart, stock up, and don't leave till it melts.
It's actually kind of fun because I could never have been where it's like, well, it snowed, I can't leave the house. I mean, I've always been like, okay, well, we got 14 inches of snow, I got to go to town. Now it's like, oh, I don't have to leave because I have an excuse.
Yeah, it's the same here, Bridget. She says she's got idiots that live up there that forget how to drive whenever the first snow comes. That's exactly how it is here in Michigan. There's people that live here all their life, and every year they forget how to drive in the snow. They're like, oh, they they have to get that first slip in, you know. And they, oh, well, I better slow down, I guess, you know.
Yeah, we've seen people in upstate New York drive on the show, and it's terrifying how they drive up there.
Last fall, I went up to Eagle River to go get something, and I brought a picture that I was going to give a friend of mine who lived up there of a barn of a farm they used to live at. We had a watercolor. I was giving it to him, so I met him at his house. I got up to this intersection, and there was ice and snow on the intersection. It was in the shade. Everything else had melted everywhere else. But I stopped the car because I'm like, okay, now how do I drive over this? I couldn't remember. I'm like, do I do something special when I drive over this ice and snow?
Oh my God,
yeah, that was just last fall. So yeah, I'm already totally certified. I've lost all my winter skills.
Well, you know, I mean, like I said, I know the Northerners laugh at us, And then we laugh at them when they come down here in July, and they're all walking around about to pass out because it's so damn hot.
Yeah, because you're just inside in the air conditioning.
Yeah. Bridget, how is Chris doing? She said he hurt his back. Don't want to know how, but he hurt his back.
Uh-oh. Well, she drives him like a rented mule.
I know. I don't know. If I was him, I would have went back to work at the steel plant.
That's good though, because when you drive somebody like that, it keeps them young and healthy longer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, do you want to be an old person that sits around and can't do anything?
I guess not.
So you're lucky you have me to keep you in shape.
I'm gonna put more frozen vegetables on my back.
Yes, yeah. Scott, you've lived in North Carolina too, so you know how the hell these people freak out when it snows.
Scott lives in Alabama.
He used to live in North Carolina, though.
Yeah, he used to live in North Carolina. He lived further north than I do.
Oh, that's right.
Because he lived up on the top side, and I lived down about midway. I live on the border.
There's another stacker friend for you, Todd.
Well, he's a reseller mostly. He buys storage units.
Oh.
He's got an awesome storage unit going. He paid like $2,500, but he's pulling out. He pulled out how many jewelry boxes did you pull out of that storage unit, Sarcastic? Like 7 or 8 jewelry boxes, and they had gold and silver and.
Oh my God!
He looked like he should try to wear all that gold and silver at one time. He would look like Mr. T or something.
It looked like he should be on what was it, Jersey Shores, where those young guys would wear all the big bling. He's up to 11 jewelry boxes.
11 jewelry boxes.
Man, that is fun.
Everybody needs to sub into his channel because he's got he's fixing to do a video where he shows how much value he's gotten just in the gold and silver out of that unit.
I'm getting it now.
Does he hoard it or not hoard it? Does he? That sounds like he's.
I think he's like me. I think he sells the jewelry and then buys gold and silver with it.
Right.
Cool.
So he's a storage unit buyer and a silver and gold stacker. Yeah, everybody go to see if I can find his channel here. I'll put a link.
I'll be watching that. That sounds super fun.
Yeah, he does storage units.
I love jewelry.
In a big way. He's not afraid of furniture. I won't buy storage units anymore because I don't want to deal with a refrigerator or a mattress or. Oh, Bum Crack's already got him. Thank you, Bum Crack.
Oh, he's fast on the draw.
Yeah. He ain't got nothing better to do than just haunt channels and.
You better play nice, Todd. I mean,
I'm just.
How you doing, Governor?
That's a really good idea, though, to buy storage units to look for gold.
I mean, I've bought some really crappy ones, like $10 and $15, because they're such a mess that nobody wants to deal with them. And I've found.
Yeah, I know furniture's good, Sarcastic, but oh God, it's too much work.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I found, a couple of pieces of gold in that, in it where they've just gotten careless or they've left something in their pocketbook or.
You sell it?
No. It's in a jewelry box. Not the jewelry. It's in a jewelry box.
Why wouldn't you sell it? Are you hoarding it?
I'm just
because Tom likes all the pretty things.
I go in there and I put on all these, I have like 12, I have earbobs on and I start them here and I work them around the ears and then I have all my necklaces on and a couple of tiaras.
Oh my goodness.
I might sell it eventually, but right now,
Right now is the time to sell it.
It's untrackable.
It's what?
It's untrackable.
What do you mean?
If I need some money, I know some people that'll buy it. You know.
Yeah.
And put
Well,
the
that's
cash.
good though.
But
if you're just hoarding it, to pay for a rainy day.
Yeah, and we have a lot of jewelry stores around here that are, do you have that are advertising? Do you have old jewelry that you don't wear or you've inherited and you just don't wear it, and you'd like to get some cash out of it? Bring it on down and let us see it.
Yeah.
They've showed some pictures of some stuff as in the commercials. In it, I don't know whether that's actually stuff that they've bought or whether they bought it at a real estate auction or whatnot. I bet those people didn't get squat for. They got like the scrap value
worst
out of
way
it.
to sell it.
Worse than scrap.
Yeah, and
worst way.
The jewelry pieces are probably worth a lot more as jewelry. And once it's gone, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've sold it, if it's not costing you anything to let it sit in a drawer, unless you really need some money, let it sit in the dadgum dresser drawer.
Yeah.
But I'm like that,
Yeah. Yeah, Sarcastic says he just does gold. The stock market's too volatile. Well, I have a little of each, I like to keep a certain percentage in gold and a certain percentage in stocks because, if you today, this morning, the Standard & Poor's set a new record high. It's the highest it's ever been. Look at that 5-year chart of the Standard & Poor's.
Man.
It's done nothing but go. That was COVID. No, was that COVID? Let's see. Yeah, that was when COVID hit, that dip right there.
January?
In like March of 2020. And then it's just gone up. All this stimulus and big budgets is pumping money into people's hands, and they just invest it in the stock market. It just keeps driving it up.
And see, that's what people don't. That's what people in Washington don't understand. There was a lot of people that it went directly into their savings account because they were, they didn't have to spend it, and that's not what it was intended for. It was intended to try to help, pay bills and restart the economy.
It was intended to buy your vote. It doesn't matter what they spend the money on. Once they bought your vote, it didn't matter what you did with the money. Yes, they know what they're doing. What? I'm sorry, Tom. Did you think they were trying to help you or something?
Oh, I know. They're always buying their vote. Sally, what did you think of that movie?
I thought it was very truthful because I could totally see the government doing that.
Actually, I could too, but the characters were a little over the top.
Yeah, but
I was hoping that they would show a spear go, or a light post going through that fat guy. What was it? He was chief of staff.
Oh, Jonah Hill.
Yeah, he was so irritating. I was hoping something would, they'd show him getting done.
What movie is this?
It's on Netflix.
Don't look up.
No, it's Look Up, isn't it? Is it Don't Look Up or Look Up?
Don't Look Up.
It's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it, right?
Yeah, and he actually plays a good character. He plays him well.
It's really good. Really good.
It is. I hated the talk show hosts.
Oh yeah, me too.
I hated them because they made everything to be funny. Y'all look at it. If you got Netflix, watch it. It'll be 2 hours of wasted time. It's a good movie.
I thought it was good because I could totally see the government doing something like that to us.
Yeah. But it's kind of stupid too.
Yeah.
But who do you think the guy with the cell phone was? Who do you think he's supposed to be?
Who?
The old guy with the cell phone. Bashmart or what? Bash Cell or whatever it was called. Was my son Sasha says he's a cross between Elon Musk and the guy that owns Amazon.
Oh, the guy who created that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a little far fetched in parts, but like Sally says, you could see the government doing it.
He had some really bad mental problems, you could tell.
Oh yeah,
Or,
which would he might have been,
or portrayed to be.
He could have been. They could have been using his character. I mean, our president. Oh, excuse me, Tara's president's as
My
a character.
Do I look like a Biden voter? No.
But anyway, if you got a couple hours to burn, it's pretty good.
Let's go,
It'll irritate the
Brandon.
hell out of you.
I bought Brandon that
Let's-
shirt. He wears it all over the place. I got him a Let's Go
that?
Brandon shirt.
But when he's playing football, when he goes out on the field, we do the clap. Let's go, Brandon.
That's hilarious.
But his name's Brandon, so nobody can say anything.
Cheering for
Yeah.
his son.
I can't believe that child is 14.
Yeah.
Well, you keep feeding them, they keep growing.
He's got a mustache.
It's kinda
Yeah, but you know, he was that cute little kid irritating y'all in y'all's videos back up north.
He's going to be taller than Jim probably next year. I would say he's within like 2 inches of Jim's height.
He's
right
got this
now.
little dirt line on the top of his lip. And I'm like, that's what he's got a little mustache going.
Yeah, he's 190
Oh my
pounds.
God.
He's 2 inches shorter than Jim. He's taller than me now. Yeah, he's a little
Man,
man.
I think
baby.
I remember when he was 8.
His arms.
Did you see his football picture on my Facebook?
Yeah.
Go look at his football. Go on my Facebook, Sally. There's a football
All right.
picture of him standing. Yeah, he looks like a small man.
He looks like he's 18 years old.
Yeah, his YouTube was Thor, God of Thunder.
I just, man, y'all lived up there, what, 3 years now? 2 years?
I bought this place. I've been
We
living
did
here
move
since
till, like,
August of 19.
Jeez. Time goes
Doesn't-
by when you get old. Ain't that
Yeah, it
right,
doesn't
Todd?
seem that long ago.
Yeah, God. I remember.
This is the scary thing though, because I think he looks fairly big. On his football team, he looks like medium-sized kid. I mean, there's kids on
And they're
that
middle
team.
schoolers.
Yeah, he's
They're middle
7th
schoolers.
grade last year. I mean, you had linebackers there that I know are 200, maybe 220 pounds, 2.25.
Well, tell me,
There's people bigger than Jim on that football team.
they take their football so serious. They had the option of being held back because of COVID. A bunch of them opted for the holdback.
Stayed in 8th grade another
Stayed in eighth
year.
grade so they could win the championship. So you got a bunch of 14-year-old eighth
You have a bunch of
graders.
freshmen 8th graders.
Yeah, they got like pork chop sideburns and
Yeah, because I've been like looking at these kids. I'm like, God dang it! When I was in high school, I didn't see like boys that had such like a older man kind of look to them. I mean, I was like, Jim, when you were in high school, did guys look like this? I mean, they got like beards and shit. I'm like, I don't remember. Maybe senior year we had a couple boys that could grow a beard, but I'm like, when in middle school, no way.
they're driving to practice in primer gray Knight Rider Trans Ams.
Anyway. No. Anyway,
My gosh.
I think we're on big here.
He is.
Oh yeah, the kids are.
We have
They
a
would do that
famous
up north though for high school too, though. I mean for
have a-
hockey.
You
we have
go
a
back
famous guest in here. Brandon Litzko is here.
And basketball players, I don't know if they're like, I don't know if it's something in the food or something, but we'll go somewhere to a restaurant or something, and you'll see these kids going up to like a buffet or something. They'll be 7 feet tall, and they're high school kids.
Yeah.
They look like
There was
professional
a,
basketball
we were at the
players.
Kentucky.
And they play they're wearing their basketball t-shirts.
We were at the Kentucky Fried Chicken one day. I'm like, oh my God, Jim, you got to turn around and look at this kid. He was standing there. He was so tall. His head was at the bottom of the hanging chicken bucket. You know, they have like that plastic chicken bucket that hangs from the ceiling in the KFC. I'm like, you got to see this. His head is higher than the bottom of that bucket.
I don't know if it's because in Wisconsin we play hockey, so we all have a lower center of gravity or something, but there's just nobody that height. I mean, in my high school, we didn't have anybody close to that. Nobody within a foot of that height in my high school.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But we were also
You know,
terrible at basketball.
What gets me about basketball is when that game was started, the average height was 6 feet.
Yeah.
And now it's like 7. It's almost 8 feet tall. They haven't made. No wonder they. You know, the point. It's 210 to 198. It's because the court hasn't gotten any bigger, and they haven't raised the buckets, the baskets to the goals or whatever to adjust for the height compensation. You know, these guys can they can cover the whole court in 4 steps. Let's
of
add
Brandon,
5 feet to the length of it and raise the goals by about.
one
2
of the
feet.
players on Brandon's team, who was one of the medium-sized players with Brandon, his dad, I don't think he is now. He used to be a defensive lineman coach for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Some boys that went to school with, or this boy that went to school with Sergey, he always sat in the front seat of the car because that seat would lay back. Because if he had to sit in the back seat, he'd have to sit with his neck all crooked over because he was so tall that the car height of the car was not high enough.
9:16.
Uh-oh.
We're all going to turn into pumpkins.
Yeah, and I gotta get paper.
Yeah.
I gotta just out of the goodness of my heart, I gotta ship things to eBay buyers because I don't do it for the money. I just do it to keep them happy. I'm like the government. I don't do any of this stuff for money. I just want everybody to be happy and safe.
We don't even make any money doing it. We just send it out.
Yeah, it's not about the money. It's not about all the taxes I collect. It's not about that. It's just your happiness is the most important thing to me.
And when I got that first stimulus check, I spent it within 3 days.
Jim, you need to run and go for politics. You got the right mindset.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a poli-science. That's what he worked for in college.
If you wonder why they put out like a $12 million project, because they've made an agreement with the contractors who are going to work on that $12 million project that are going to kick them back $1 million somehow to like their nonprofit foundation or whatever they got. They'll cycle that money back to that politician somehow. Why do you think they all freak out when you don't pass their huge pork bills? Because that's cutting those politicians' wealth.
Why are we building
you're cutting their revenue stream? They need that money.
Why are we building an $800,000 gazebo at Guantanamo Bay when they want to shut down Guantanamo Bay? Who the hell's sitting in the gazebo?
Did something that they're doing a favor to. So you pay me a little bit, and I'll pay you a bunch of money that ain't mine. It's called government.
Because terrorists need outdoor concerts too.
Yeah, but they're going to shut it down, so who's even going to use the gazebo? Is this a need?
When the contractor got paid, that's the main thing. And then that money goes back to whoever pushed for it.
Yeah, it's like that park in San Francisco they put all that money into. Oh, wait, who represents San Francisco? Nancy Pelosi. I get it.
They're going to get Beyonce to go to Guantanamo and put on concerts.
Maybe they'll lock her up while she's down there, then.
They should make a minimum income of any politician $1 billion a year. Because that way when they go in, they don't need to rip everybody off for money. You know, they're already set.
Yeah,
that's what they need to do.
That always amazed me.
Running the country.
That always amazed me how wealthy these people come out of it.
Yeah.
This is the only thing they do. You know,
we need to have them.
They come out and they're multimillionaires. They didn't go in as a millionaire, but they come out as a multimillionaire.
Well, when you see weird things, weird projects that don't make sense going up that cost millions and billions of dollars, well, that's why the money's got to go in somebody's pocket.
Joe Biden, and I think it was like University of Pennsylvania, He was paid like $750,000 a year as a like consultant professor, and he didn't even teach a
There
class.
you go.
At the end of the day, if the project's useful to the public, who cares? Why
I'm
would
with
that
you,
even matter?
sarcastic. The people who want to shut down Gitmo, they just need to be incarcerated there instead of shutting it down.
Well, you know, a lot of these charities that were created, the creators make a fortune off of them.
Oh, you think those foundations? Yeah, really?
Yeah, you mean the foundation that owns like the private jet, but then because you run the foundation, you fly around on the private jet that
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
foundation
and
owns.
because you run the foundation, you get to decide who gets to use the jet, which basically makes it your jet that technically you didn't have to pay for.
You know, these 503 organizations where the person at the top of the food chain is, you know, he's making $2 million a year running it.
Yeah. And then all
I
these
mean-
other people who do you favors, you give them positions, high paid positions, doing nothing too. Hunter Biden. Excuse me. Hunter Biden. Excuse me, I had something in my throat.
Do you have a little bit more of that?
Oh Lord. Okay,
I had some M&Ms on my.
Is Valerie not going to take the show back over, Sally?
What's that?
Is Valerie not going to take the show back over?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
It's on you,
She
Tom.
done.
She said she might come in once in a while, but she's also getting her stuff all. It's hard after you move like that, and now you have to reset everything up. You know.
And she's had stuff change, like her shipping has to be done early in the morning now, and so like she would lose this time slot if it was her.
It's
So
hard.
do you want to, Sally? You going to do it all the time, or you want to like everybody pick a day and?
I'd like for other people to join it, and anybody from the reseller squad, you know, can host. You know,
just let us all know.
And also, it would be good because like if I was to do 20 hours a month, that's or 20 20 live streams a month, then that's all I can do basically.
Yeah.
Unless I upgrade. So for free you can have 20.
Why not? I'll tell you what, I'll start next week. I'll do Wednesday because Roberta's off this week and we're doing a bunch of stuff.
Okay, that would help out. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll just do every Wednesday.
Just remind me because I'm old and we'll forget by then.
Well, that's me too. I'm getting ready to put a Post-it note to the corner of my screen up here. Roberta says, well, you know, there's a little thing that you can get that's like Post-it notes for your computer that when you create like a reminder or something, you can slide it up to the corner of your screen so you can see it.
I can get Alexa to set a reminder, but I never remember.
Don't use Alexa. They're listening to everything.
Oh, okay. Alexa, do you like Tom?
Pardon me?
Alexa, do you like Tom?
Who the F is that fat bastard?
No, you know what's going to happen with Alexa for you, Todd? You're going to be saying, "Oh yeah, I'm rich. I have all this gold," and then Alexa reports it right back to the government.
Okay.
Man hiding wealth in Texas.
All right, I got to go. I got to take the boss to an appointment. We'll see y'all later.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming on, everybody, and we'll see you on the next show. Sally, you doing in the morning?
See you tomorrow. Yep.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
All right.